Hi, this is Michael at TV Radio 1972, and today I am reviewing the GE P1860A multiband transistor radio. It's an AM/FM shortwave portable carry radio that I bought at a local flea market for $15. Now, I did a little research on this and found that this radio is from 1966. And the number 12 right here represents the number of transistors that are on that radio. It has 12 transistors. So, some pretty neat information on that. And I figured, buy this radio and give it a shot and see how it works. So what I'm going to do next is some size comparisons. First, the Sangean DT400W. You can probably fit about 3 of these in there without the knob, and much smaller compared to this. By the way, it's 4:24 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time from the northeastern part of New Jersey, or 2024 UTC. And speaking of UTC, I'm going to show you the Texan PL606. And this is about twice the size. And this is a rather good shortwave radio. I've used that one a lot for shortwave listening, but I figured I'd give this radio a try. So here are the dimensions. 7 3/8 of an inch in length. That includes the size of the handle. 5.5 inches in height, including the handle put all the way up. And the depth is 2 1/8 of an inch. Has a 19-inch antenna. And I went inside the radio to try to measure the speaker. I saw a little bit of the speaker, so I'm estimating it to be a 3-inch speaker. Now, as far as what's on the radio, I'll start with the top this time. I usually start with the front, but on the top there's this handle that you can carry the radio. It was a little sticky at first, but I wiped it a little bit, and some of the stickiness is gone. That's probably the material it has. And then you have your antenna. And you pull it all the way up, and you can swivel it 360 degrees. So that's a very good feature there. On the front of the radio, you have the volume the volume wheel switch on and off, so it turns on off your radio as well as volume. And then to the right you have your bands. FM, which is automatic frequency control, 88 to 108 megahertz. The shortwave band is 4 to 12 megahertz, and AM is 550 to 1600. I was able to get 540, but it took a little work with the knob going all the way to the end in order to do it, and needed a passive loop. And I was able to get up to around 1620. And then a little reflective mirror below the dial that says volume and tuning. By the way, above that is your tuning wheel. A little coarse, but at least it gets you to fine-tune those stations. You especially need it for shortwave, you know, because some of these old radios, especially analogs, you know, the shortwave frequencies tend to drift at times, depending on how they made the radio. Then you have your speaker grill here, and then you have multiband here, and General Electric 12 transistors, and then your band selector switch, FM, shortwave, AM. Now, a little touchy. It's a little touchy because over the years, it starts to get staticky when you go through these switches. But I don't know how to get into radios and really fix things and what to do with the aux, but so I pretty much have to move the switches back and forth sometimes to try to get it to work. But it works. Speaker grill. And then on the sides of the radio, pretty much nothing on the sides except the handle And then we get to the back of the radio. You have a Bennett case. Then you have a power jack and a headphone jack. Now, headphone experience. It has low-level hiss, so I suggest putting volume on it. But otherwise, it's both ears, at least the ear buds that I tried, it had both ears. I assume it's mono, because it says nothing about stereo here, so it's probably mono both ears. Now, what I'm going to do next, let me move this stand to the side for now, and I'll use a flathead screwdriver to open this. Oh, sorry, it's a Phillips. I took the wrong screwdriver, but that's okay. Here's the inside of it. And inside the radio, I measured the ferrite bar. It's about 4 inches. You have transistors and capacitors here and wires. And then it operates on 4 AA batteries. Now, it uses the same connector as you would for 9-volt batteries, but do not use 9-volt batteries. This is it's only good for 6 volts. So that's why they have this battery case here, to put your 4 AA batteries. Now, the positives are to the right from this angle, but basically, you put the negatives on the springs that are there. But that's how the batteries align here. So, I'm going to close it up. Not easy to open and close, but here it is. So that's the back of the radio here. And then, the bottom you have just a couple plastic feet and a screw here. So, what I'm going to do next, I'll put the stand back. I had to put a little tape on it because if I put it the way it was, it would have looked, this display would have looked a little weird. So that's why I did a little do-it-yourself back there for the review. But anyhow, what I want to do next is start tuning the FM band. So I'll use the telescopic antenna. And start tuning. I think that's WBGO, Newark, New Jersey, although I did get WNYZ, but not from every spot. There it is.
여러분을 계속해서 지켜드리겠습니다. 201-346-3800
WNYZ-LD, New York City, the audio of TV Channel 6.
Worldwide, Arturo O'Farrell and the Afro-Latin Jazz Orchestra on Friday, July 7th at 7 p.m. Bryant Park is located at 42nd Street and 6th Avenue in Manhattan. This concert is open to the public. Further information on this and other WBGO summer partner events can be found at WBGO.org. I have to kill you. We've been conditioned to behave like that. We've been rewarded to behave like that.
At Route 110, that's also being clear. The right lane is still blocked. And in New Jersey, a broken down vehicle causing those jams on the Turnpike Inner Roadway southbound right at interchange 10 for 440 and 287.
WINS-FM, New York City. That's 1010 Wiz on 92.3 FM.
Tunnels. Looking at 15 to 20 inbound from repeatedly groping.
Coming in week, but that's WVIP, New Rochelle, New York, which is being bought by Hope Media Group. And I assume they're going to go Way FM eventually. But That's a little update on WVIP 93.5. It's soon going to be a Christian station. I don't know how many months away because I just got the news of it last week, at the time of this recording.
They're brief here.
Para el equipo empresario, vean la relación con el SBA como una relación a largo plazo.
Encuentra para tu pequeña empresa en sba.
Plenty of volume on it.
Programas y servicios de la SBA se ofrecen al público en base a la no discriminación.
As long as you don't put it too loud, the audio's fine.
The Yankees have a hard time hitting consistently. They really do. LeMain's still struggling.
That's dangerous.
Tell me why. With that, Danny, I think we're going to find out, and maybe I'm going to be wrong. And look, you Jet fans can be the first ones to help me with Super Bowl at MetLife Stadium if it gets to the end of the year.
And that is it for the FM. I mean, the audio sounds alright as long as you don't put the volume too loud. But, as far as an FM reception report, it did alright. I got about 43 stations, 35 okay to good, and 8 weak signals. Although, some of those stations, I had to really turn around the antenna to get some of those stations and really put it in various spots. WNYZLD was one of them. Same thing with 103.9 WVBN VCY America. That I had a little trouble with, but in the right spot I'd be able to get it. Same thing with WDHA 105.5. So it can get stations. Mainly good for locals. You might be able to get semi-local, but mainly good for locals because of the selectivity. It's really the selectivity that kind of knocks it down a little, but 43 stations, it's fine. FM's fine. Now we'll go to AM. Better go to the beginning. See this right here. 540 is possible, but I have to use a loop. Yeah, with a loop I can get it, but without it, I have to, so it's really, probably goes down to 550. It's because 540 is a pretty strong station during the day. 10,000 watts, WBWD, Islip, New York, about 50 miles away at 10,000 watts daytime.
Because the country had none of that. And so if you get out of the van, we're immediately surrounded by
WMCA New York City, 570, The Mission.
Grab you by the arm and squeeze it really tight and pull you down.
Hey, we got championship spirits from Golden State. And,
which, by the way, would normally hold up to 10 years in jail if your last name's not Biden. Anyway.
I shouldn't paraphrase it, but, because I don't have it in front of me. But she basically called them out.
And when those bans take effect,
it will cut off access for people.
410 on WCBS 880 and 101.1 HD2.
Today was day one of play at Wimbledon.
WCBS, News Radio 880 in New York City.
Winter Court at Wimbledon tomorrow.
I don't know, any topic. But it's within scope.
Monday, Santa Fe, Tucson, or Ionic Heights. 68 down.
Then there's 1010 Winds, WINS New York on 1010.
They'll even pay off your current vehicle, whether you're leasing or... That's why his contract situation was what it was. Others say they are welcoming more of the people who are giving up their current abode.
Now that hissing noise, that's WFAS White Plains, New York, about 20 miles away. It's now carrying only an HD channel. It's no longer an analog. That's why I hear nothing but hiss during the day. WMTR, Morristown, New Jersey, playing oldies.
Pues a los demás, ascender, como en el caso de tu vida. Te atreves a creerlo, te atreves a desafiar.
New doctor where everyone has an inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of
En el Señor, en su presencia, hay plenitud de gozo y el gozo del Señor.
WJDM, Mineola, New York. That's about 30 miles away. It used to be on 1520 AM, then it moved to 1530 at 10,000 watts daytime, but 2 hours before sunset, it lowers to 500 watts. So we're still in the daytime hours right now for the station. It's playing music for now. WWRL, New York City, New York's BIN 1600.
Was from New York who left a mark on the genre? Way too many to mention, but trust and believe the legends are from New York.
And that is all for AM. It doesn't get 1660 WWRU. It doesn't go up that high. Same thing with 1710 WQFG 689. It's not going to get any of those because the dial's supposed to only go up to 1600, although I've gone up to 1620. With a passive loop anyway. So let me go give you an AM reception report. Now, during the day, I got 28 stations, including WBWD, 23 okay to good, 5 weak signals. Selectivity got a little better on the higher part of the dial because, they're not as powerful, but powerful 50,000 watt stations like 710 WOR and 770 WABC during the day will swamp it. At night, I was able to get 740 Zoomer radio, but I had to really turn the radio around since it uses a ferrite bar antenna. So I really had to play with it a little bit in order to get that 740. During the day, 740, forget it. So selectivity's not bad. It's a little better once you actually get to the upper parts of the dial, at least in my area. At night, I got 62 stations, 38 okay to good, and 24 weak signals. Now, it is sensitive enough to get distant stations at night. As a matter of fact, and also during the day, I actually got in a spot 1210 WPHT, which is about 80 miles away during the day. And of course, I got it at night. So, distant stations on AM is possible if they're powerful enough. Same thing with at night. If they're powerful enough, you'll get those distant stations, but it also depends on the AM conditions at night. So, I'll call AM performance day and night decent. Now, finally, I want to go through the shortwave dial. Now, with the telescopic antenna, I can only get a few stations. But I just wanted to show you what I can get with the shortwave.
And education are the two significant factors in both our missions. There is a wealth of misinformation out there. Let Melanie and help you.
That might be WWCR 9980,
Your family are protected.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Silver trading.
You can also access our school times at
all the affairs of the universe. Nothing that in any way or piece is too small for him to notice. There is no chapter in our experience too dark for him to read. There is no perplexity too difficult for him to...
WBCQ Monticello, Maine 9330. So I was able to get that station. It comes in pretty strong here with just a telescopic. Now what I want to do next is attach a wire, see if I can get even more stations like that.
Another solar...
Wait. I mean, I know.
I want to see if I can go low on the dial. Might be too early. Yeah, too early for the lower frequencies. But I've tried this at night. I say the shortwave, it's okay. With the telescopic antenna, it does okay. It gets your mainly domestic and powerful stations with the telescopic, but if you really want to DX with it, you need to attach a wire antenna to it, like this Texan AN07 that I have. That's about 22 feet long. So, if you want to DX with this, but with the telescopic, it's mainly good for local, domestic, and strong signals. Now, my final thoughts on this. I think it's a pretty neat radio. I like how it looks. It's a nice vintage radio. Like I said, the band selector switch a little touchy at times, although it's still usable. Like the fact that you can carry it with you if you want. And like I said, just overall nicely made. No, even the plastic seems to be pretty good quality. So I like how it's made. And reception is not bad. I mean, to me, FM and AM are decent. And shortwave's okay with just a telescopic antenna. So those are my thoughts on reception. So, since this is a vintage radio, I'm not going to rate it. So, basically, I'll just give this radio a thumbs up. I recommend it for those who want to collect vintage radios. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notifications to be informed on future videos such as radio reviews, DXing, and other stuff related to radio. Have a good week, everyone. Stay safe and God bless. Bye-bye.